Good afternoon. So I don't know if anyone's gonna join, but if not, it's cool. So I'm going to be talking today about impact, which I made a post earlier today about impact, and I'm feeling really fired up about it. In particular, I think I'm feeling fired up about it because it's something that I really struggled with when I was running research for Salesforce for Trifecta, particularly once I got to a point in my career where I felt like my research skills were pretty awesome. The thing that came next, and the thing that I think comes next for a lot of people, is having an impact. And we hear the word impact, but we don't think about it too much. And I apologize for all the sirens. Happens fairly regularly in Berkeley. Not that we have like insane amounts of crime or anything, but I live not too far from a fire station, so there are often like sirens going in the background. As long as the Berkeley Hills aren't on fire, I'm pretty cool. Anyway, back to impact. So I had been thinking about like why is this a struggle for so many people, particularly in UX? And it is. I work with coaching clients one-on-one, and a lot of them come to me and think and tell me that they aren't having impact, or that they don't know how to have impact, or they want to have more impact. Really variations on a theme of like, I don't feel like I'm having enough impact right now. And it's interesting to me, fascinating, that this is the main career aspiration of people in UX. I think people in other careers have very different goals. Not always, but like, I think there are plenty of people who would tell you they want to make money, or they want to take home a paycheck, or that they, maybe they want to help people. That's certainly why I do what I do now. But, in particular, UX people really want to feel like they're changing things, which I think is super cool. I think as a profession, the people attracted to UX are people who, want to change the world, and they think by building better technology, by building better products, that we can do that, which is awesome. And I agree to some extent. Another conversation for another time. But the thing that I was thinking about is, why is it a problem? Because I know so many people doing incredible work, doing incredible research, building incredible things. Why do they feel like they don't have an impact? So I was thinking about it, and I realized that it's because we're all thinking about impact in a incorrect way, in a way that doesn't serve us. So my realization, so I went back and thought about my started thinking about my, shift, what caused me to shift in feeling like I had an impact, because by the time I left Trifecta, I did feel like I had an impact. And it was when I started defining impact for myself. So, we all have different contexts, we all have different experiences, we all have different backgrounds and goals. This is pretty much just factually true, which then translates to us wanting different things. So impact for each one of us is going to be different. And where I think the tension happens, and where the rubber meets the road, is when whoever is in charge of you, or in charge of your profession, or even if you're an entrepreneur, you're in charge of yourself. The problem happens when there's a misalignment there. And in particular, I think most of us, by default, adopt the ideals, the beliefs of the person we're reporting to, or maybe the organization we report to. Whereas I think we should be defining impact for ourselves. Because you can't adopt someone else's belief just because. You can, but it's not going to resonate in your body. You're not going to believe it. And you are somewhere in your brain, it's constantly going to like be this niggling thing of like, well, I don't really care about making money that much, but I really want to like make healthcare better for people. Uh, so particularly if you're reporting to someone who's maybe not as UX savvy or not as knowledgeable about how user experience and research can really change an organization, they're going to have different thoughts about your impact than you are. And that's okay. That is true. You are going to have to accept that someone else is going to have different beliefs than you. So the key is to think, all right, what does my boss think is impact and what do I think is impact? And sort of map out for yourself how much alignment and misalignment there is there. The only time I felt I really had impact was when I was looking at it through my own eyes and really thinking about how I wanted to have impact. For me, my goals have always been things like improve empathy for users, make users more accessible to the rest of the company, make it so people understand users. What else? Improve the product development process so that research is incorporated in every step. All of these kind of things. Whereas sometimes my boss has very different ideas of what impact is. Maybe because they believe that research is more focused on evaluative stuff, it's about like making tweaks to the UI. If that is impact, essentially like seeing UI tweaks versus me thinking it's about empathy for the users, no wonder I feel like I don't have impact, because my boss is going to be coming down on me and telling me that, you know, I'm not doing any of that because, well, my idea of impact is very different. So I think the best thing you can do is really reflect on what you can do personally to have impact for yourself. Put yourself first. Put the things that you care about up front. Because then if you believe those and really know that you're achieving those, it won't matter. Or it will matter much less when someone else says you're not having impact. And ideally you will be able to do both. But you really need to be true to yourself and what you think impact is before you work on essentially pleasing other people and helping them have impact. They are responsible for their own impact much as you are responsible for your impact. Hopefully that's helpful. I know it's a bit of a like heady concept, but I really think it's important to think about how we're measuring ourselves, and particularly if we are not living up to those expectations, really to critically evaluate them. Because as it turns out, if you have no definition for impact, you'll never be able to feel impactful, because it's some nebulous thing out in the world and you'll never be able to actually do anything to get towards it. So be really clear, be crisp, be honest with yourself, what matters to you, and then work with other people in your organization to have impact in other ways. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll be interested to see if anyone has thoughts on this, because this is an interesting topic that I haven't seen discussed much. So comment if you have any thoughts. But I think this is definitely something that I'm going to be working on with my one-on-one clients, because all of them want to have impact. So if you are one of those people who wants to have impact in the tech industry, you should ping me and we should work together. Anyway, thanks. Have a great day.